All right. Well, good morning. It's almost noon, so it feels a little weird to say good morning, and also it's very hot. But thank you so much to all of our community members, supporters, and partners for coming out to join VietAID today to celebrate the 29 Hamilton Street groundbreaking. My name is John Ho. I am the board chair for VietAID. I've had the pleasure to work with George over the last couple of years to continue VietAID's mission and work to support the community. Over the last 30 years, VietAID has been here as a cornerstone for the Fields Corner and Dorchester community, supporting all of our residents in living, thriving, and being able to care for our families and fellow community members. And that includes having stable and affordable housing access. And VietAID has been a essential affordable housing developer in the community. And today is another milestone and another important occasion to add to our portfolio of housing and opportunity and projects here in Dorchester. So we really thank you and thank your partnership and thank you for all of your commitment for us in the past and going forward in the future for Dorchester. Some housekeeping notes. I know it's very hot weather and there is refreshments and water to the side. Please help yourself whenever you need to. And I'd love to continue with the program by inviting George Nguyen, our VietAID leader and executive director, to the stage.
Thanks for the introduction, John. We're very lucky to have you serve as our board chair. Good morning, everyone. Community members, staff, board, financiers, electeds, designers, consultants, partners, humans. Welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony for Hamilton at Mount Everett. It's a little hot outside today, so I'll try to be brief. Keyword is try. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who made today's event possible. Ricky, Ali, Patrick, Hung, Steve, Mike, Matt, Joe, Delbrook team for setting up the fencing, the chairs, making sure this place is safe. Thank you to Lisette Lay, our former ED, Eric Fellinger, our former Director of Real Estate, Phuong Nguyen, our Director of Finance, and the entire team at VietAID. And really thanks a million to Wendy Cohen and Katie Bossy of New Seasons Development. We could not have done it without you, like seriously. Thanks to Paul Workington and Elisa Esfora of Davis Square Architects. Thanks to Matt Yarmolinsky, owner's rep, Andrea Villanova, clerk of works, and David Keene, asset management consultant. Thanks to our attorneys at Hackett Feinberg, Chris Sack, DJ Hebner, Sarah Wegman, Sean Breer, and Haley Brown. Thanks to Angie Liu and our disaffiliate agent CDC. Thanks to our financial partners, Secretary Ed Augustus and EOHLC, CDAC, Mayor Wu, Chief Dillon from the Mayor's Office of Housing, and Commissioner Shea from Age Strong. RBC, our syndicators. First Citizens Bank, our construction lenders. Mass Housing Partnership, MHP, our perm lenders. And of course, Mass Development for their Brownfields Award to remediate contaminated soil on site. I would like to thank the Delbrook team, our general contractor. We're incredibly grateful to you and your team for bringing this project to life, quite literally. Particularly Mike Fish, Jim Tracy, Sharice Hearns, Mike Kozelowitz, Patrick McNamara, Matt DePlacido, and Joe Howell. All right, no, the list is not ending yet. It has been a pleasure to build with you all, and I would be remiss to mention the support of our local elected officials, Councilor John Fitzgerald, Representative Chris Worrell, and others in attendance. And last but not least, I want to thank Davida Andelman and the Greater Bowdoin Geneva Neighborhood Association for getting behind this project from the beginning, and my support system, especially Guadalupe, for staying behind me in the last year. At its heart, Hamilton at Mount Everett, HME, is about creating a safe, welcoming home for seniors, especially those transitioning out of homelessness, to age with dignity, stability, and belonging. This project reflects our deep and ongoing commitment to equity, inclusion, and the well-being of our elders. We're proud to work alongside Trinity Management, the city, and the Commonwealth to bring this vision to life for our neighborhood. At VietAID, our work spans generations, from children as young as 2 to elders over 92. We're proud that many of our seniors are here today, healthy, connected, and thriving. As a CDC, this housing development does more than put a roof over people's heads. It supports the vital work our staff do day in and day out to meet community needs, especially during challenging times. Starting construction on HME reminds me of my own experiences with housing growing up. My time in high school, college, and post-college years living in a 2-bedroom apartment at VietAID's Bloomfield Gardens, just down the road on Geneva Ave, with my brother and my mom, who just turned 67 last month. You know, housing is about more than just walls and a roof. It's what happens inside, how people feel, how they live. At Bloomfield, my mom would sleep in the living room and tell us she'd like her own bedroom. Now at home, my mom sometimes tells me she wishes she had a bathroom of her own. It's such a simple thing, but it sticks with me because really it's about wanting a space that's hers, a place where she feels comfortable, safe, and in control. Here at HME, I think about how older adults like my mom will finally have that. A place of their own, built with care and intention. And that's what we're building here together. Not just housing, but a future that honors our elders with the respect and dignity they deserve. Thank you for joining us on this journey to create a stronger, more compassionate community. Now, I would like to introduce a huge proponent of affordable housing of VietAID and of our community, someone who needs no introduction, Mayor Michelle Wu.
Good morning, everyone. Another round of applause, please, for George for doing such an incredible job leading this organization, giving back to the community he grew up in, and really setting a vision for what we need to do in the future. Thank you. I will echo all of the gratitude and shout outs to everyone who's been involved in this project, to the entire team at VietAID, to my colleagues in elected office, Councilor Fitzgerald, Representative Worrell, and to all of those who couldn't be here, who I know have been cheering along and supporting the creation of more housing, to the neighborhood leaders and community members, the contractors and designers and architects and all the team members, and thank you, Secretary Augustus, and to your team and everyone at the state for so many great announcements that we've been able to make together. I am fighting every day for Boston to be home for everyone, and of course that means a lot of different things to make sure that families are safe, families have a sense of belonging. VietAID has been doing that for decades and decades. VietAID itself, the community space, has always been a home away from home. But since the organization has gotten into developing affordable housing, that has completely changed the picture and opened up so many doors for so many residents, as you just heard George talk about. I'm really proud that the City of Boston was able to play a small part in this project as well, through the leadership of Chief Sheila Dillon, our Chief of Housing for the City of Boston. Thank you, Sheila, for everything. And to her entire team. I know our Director of Neighborhood Housing Development, Christine O'Keefe, as well as Derek Hobson, Carl Heckman, and Development Officer Chris Rooney have been steering this and making sure that for our part we could participate as efficiently and effectively as possible. We're proud that 3 formerly city-owned vacant parcels can now become homes for seniors in this community. And Sheila's been clear all the time that when we talk about setting our housing goals, it's not just about having one very big number, although we need a big number and we need to do everything we can every day for that. It's about having lots of specific goals. Housing for seniors, housing for families, housing for all different income levels, housing for residents who are formerly experiencing homelessness. And so this is filling in one of those really important gaps in many, many ways for our communities who are connected to VietAID's great work, for our seniors especially. And I want to thank and recognize also our Age Strong Commissioner, Emily Shea, who does amazing work throughout the city, keeping our seniors connected to services. But we hear all the time, and Emily's office and her team get so many calls about seniors who have done everything they can to build up the city, to raise their families, and are now struggling to find housing that they can afford to stay in the communities that they made possible. So we are so grateful for this soon-to-be beautiful development that will meet so many of our needs, will have the highest standards for environmental sustainability and healthy buildings as well, and is going to literally change the landscape here in the community, but also change lives for generations to come. Congratulations to all.
Well, thank you, George. I can't be short, but I will be brief because it's a very hot day today. I want to congratulate George and VietAID, the board, the staff, and all of the folks that they brought together to design this project, to prepare the site, and ultimately to build this project. I'm really here on behalf of Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll to say that we're all in on housing. We are a great partner with Mayor Wu and Director Dillon and the entire team here in the City of Boston to support the many, many, many projects that are underway here in the city. And the Commonwealth was happy to invest $2 million of tax credits in this project and $6.9 million of subsidies. So nearly $9 million from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to help support this project. And particularly the folks who are going to be served by this project, seniors. It's unfortunate, but the largest growing part of our individual homeless population are senior citizens. Our senior citizens, folks who've lived, as the mayor said, their whole life building community, paying their taxes, raising their families, often serving in the military. And when they're living in their senior years, often on a fixed income, and we see this phenomenal increase in cost of housing, they become housing insecure and in some cases homeless. That should not happen in the United States of America, in Massachusetts, in Boston, in any community in our state. And projects like this are going to help make sure that it doesn't happen going forward. I do want to give a shout out to Representative Worrell. Many of the resources that we were able to put into this project are the result of the partnership with the legislature, particularly the Affordable Homes Act, which authorized $5.3 billion of additional dollars that help support projects like this. So congratulations to everyone. Well done.
Thanks so much again, Mayor Wu and Secretary Augustus, for your support on this project. Next up, we'd like to have Will Morgan, Senior Project Manager at CDAC.
Good morning, everyone. George and the Secretary are wearing ties. That felt like too much fabric for me today, so just a little too hot. But I'm very pleased to be here. My name is Will Morgan. I'm happy to represent the Community Economic Development Assistance Corporation, or CDAC for short, at this very joyful event. For those unfamiliar with CDAC, we're one of the state's quasi-public housing agencies. Our mission is to provide early stage capital and technical assistance to the Commonwealth's network of nonprofit affordable housing developers. I can think of no better project to highlight than Hamilton at Mount Everett to demonstrate the quiet role that CDAC plays to advance community development across the Commonwealth. Likewise, I can think of no better project to highlight than Hamilton at Mount Everett to demonstrate VietAID's devotion to supporting the residents, both young and old, of this neighborhood. CDAC and VietAID's relationship on this project extends so far back that a certain worldwide pandemic had not even happened yet by the time we started working together. In 2019, CDAC provided VietAID with a $15,000 grant to explore the possibility of developing the site that you see behind you. And over the next 6 years, that relationship would grow to include an acquisition loan to help VietAID purchase the site and more than $1.6 million in pre-development financing to get the project to this point today. And on behalf of our colleagues at EOHLC, CDAC was also very pleased to be able to provide $6 million of the $6.9 million in subordinate debt that the Secretary mentioned to help fund the construction of this wonderful project. Those funds, which came from the American Rescue Plan Act, are specifically targeted to permanent supportive housing projects like this one that will provide residents with a robust array of supportive services meant to provide stability and create community. I want to thank our partners in the Healy administration and in the state legislature for prioritizing the production of affordable housing by making those funds available to projects such as these. Of course, the most important reason we're standing here today celebrating the creation of 36 desperately needed units of affordable housing for older adults is because of VietAID's commitment to its mission and its perseverance in the face of countless obstacles that come with affordable housing development. Indeed, affordable housing development is neither quick nor easy, but when you have an organization like VietAID that takes such great care and pride in representing the needs of its community, it makes it all worth it. So congratulations to the whole team at VietAID on reaching this amazing milestone, and let's all hope that the day of the ribbon cutting is about 30 degrees cooler than it is today. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Will. Next up, we have Steph Eliskar from First Citizens Bank.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Steph Eliskar from First Citizens Bank. First Citizens, or FCB, may be a new name for many of you, but our commitment to community development is not. Many of you are familiar with Boston Private, which had built up a reputation for supporting impactful projects such as Hamilton Mount Everett. In 2022, Boston Private was acquired by Silicon Valley Bank, and in 2023, Silicon Valley Bank was acquired by First Citizens. So though our name has changed, our mission has not. At First Citizens, we recognize the desperate and growing need for affordable housing across our state, especially for our seniors. That's why we're so proud to be here today alongside the VietAID team celebrating this amazing milestone. I had a chance to visit the VietAID Community Center where they have a daycare program and a senior day program, and it's evident the care and the thoughtfulness that VietAID has in all that they do. First Citizens, we were pleased to be the construction lender and federal LIHTC purchaser on this project. I'd like to shout out some of my colleagues that are here today, Sarah Lamity, the portfolio manager, and I think a few others. We are really looking forward to coming back and celebrating the completion of this amazing project, but most importantly, we're looking forward to when residents move in and are able to make it a home. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Steph. I think we have one more speaker from MHP, Senior Relationship Manager, Alma Balonen-Rosen.
Hi, thank you, George and VietAID, for having us here today for this wonderful event to celebrate the groundbreaking for much-needed affordable housing for older adults. I'm so pleased to be here with our partners in this work. Congratulations to Mayor Wu, congratulations to Sheila, and all the other partners that are here today. MHP is pleased to be providing a $4.1 million permanent loan for this important development. I do want to give a shout out to my colleague, Steve Gant, who's taking pictures, and on MHP NHP's lending team. I don't want to repeat what the previous speakers have already said because, as you know, it's like very hot here. But I do want to commend VietAID for their work doing comprehensive community development in Dorchester over the past 30 years. In addition to housing development, VietAID provides programming for all ages, as George had indicated, including childcare, youth programming, small business assistance, housing counseling, and the daily program for seniors in the Vietnamese American Community Center. And shout out to Emily Shea for helping support that. As we reflect that 2025 is the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnamese War, the groundbreaking at Hamilton and Mount Everett is a wonderful way to acknowledge the experiences of Vietnamese refugees and immigrants and the positive impacts Vietnamese Americans have had in the Boston cultural landscape. The seniors of the Vietnamese American community and Dorchester seniors deserve quality, affordable housing where they can thrive. I look forward to the ribbon cutting, and like Will said, hopefully it's cooler. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Alma, for capping us off, and I think that was the briefest remarks we've gotten. But with that, we're gonna have a photo op over here, and please, please, please take all the food and water and everything after this, and enjoy. And thanks again. We're feeling so much partnership and support today, so appreciate you all.